Okay, welcome. This is, I guess, part two of my adventure with this new guitar I got from Glarry. As I mentioned when I first unboxed it, the tuners are bad. I call them machine heads. People call them tuners. When I was growing up, they were always called machine heads. So I just want to do a little quick video showing you how I changed them out. Um, what you find in these Chinese-made or overseas-made guitars, they can't make them exactly like Fenders because of violations of patents and all that kind of stuff. So they change things a little bit. They change tuner sizes a little bit. They might change the proportions of the body a touch, change the electronics, the pickups, and that kind of thing. So what you find out, you can't find a Fender brand machine head that'll fit one of these. But what you get into, apparently all these companies use the same specifications for their copies. I don't know if they're all made in the same factory or if they just all use the same templates or whatever. So these kind of machine heads are easy to find and replace them. You just can't use Fender. I got some cheap ones. They're not really expensive ones, but they're better than these. They're made by Music Lily, and I've always been real happy with their stuff. I bought a few of their things. So first thing you got to do, unfortunately, I just put new strings on here, so I got to take them off. But I don't like reusing strings. Once you've stretched them and wrapped them around the post, and you try to use them again, they're dead. So I'll show you first just a little bit of taking them off, which is really just a matter of loosening the tension on the string so that it's wobbly. Then I go ahead and just cut it rather than try to unthread the whole thing. So I'll cut here, pull it out the back here, and unwrap it around the machine head. Or tuner, whichever you prefer. And be careful you don't drop these things because some of them get pretty small. They get on the floor, you get them stuck in your foot. Also, be sure that you relieve the tension because if you don't and you try to cut them or pull them off, they'll pop on you. A long time ago, my brother was playing guitar and the E string broke on him. He wasn't trying to change them, he was just playing it. And this little part right here actually went into his wrist, poked a little hole in his wrist. It hurt, at least what he said. It wasn't me, it was him. So you always want to release the tension, then just unwind them and pull them off the end of the post. And I'll do that for each one of them. I don't need to show you each of them, but I do it for each one. Okay, I've got the strings off. Now we take the old tuners off. This camera will probably be in the way a little bit, but I want to be able to get close-ups of it. Most of these have a 10 millimeter screw on them, or bolt, whatever it is. It's kind of a ferrite. It kind of goes around the thing. So that's the first thing you want to do is loosen those up with a 10 millimeter socket. Once you get it started, you can probably do it by hand after you get loosened. These weren't on very tight, which is not a good sign either. And then you have a little washer you got to take off here, like that. So you take each of these loose. You've also got a screw on the back you got to redo, but this is the first thing you need to do. Pull that and the washer off. Now I'll save these and the washers. I won't save the tuners because they're just not any good. Boy, these things are on here loose too. That's not good. I probably should check that my first guitar. A little tighter. Don't need them real tight, but you want to leave hand tight. You need to hand tight. That was loose too. And these are not machine done right, or hand put on right. So go ahead and get them off. Okay, so now that side's done. And then you have to flip it over, and you get these little bitty screws right here. Well, you can't see them. Let me see here. There you go. Right there. Now, in theory, the new tuners, these screws will line up. This is usually where your variation is. Like on some of your standard Fenders, it might be a little bit different angle, a little bit further out. And this one, it should be the same. And just got to get you a little screwdriver and get down in there and find one that fits, hopefully. Because you don't want to strip these out, because if you strip them out, they'll be a pain to get off. And yeah, that one's coming out. And I'll save these little screws too, because they come in handy. It's in there. The screws are in there a little tight, so that's good. It means the new ones are going good. Okay, so there's one. There's the tuner. And if I turn these by hand, yeah, it's got some rough spots in it. Let's see if this one does. I think this one and the other one are really bad, but you just change them all so they're all the same. Okay. Now what's curious is they don't feel as bad when they're off as they did when they had the tension on them, so that kind of concerns me a little, but I think they're bad. I got some better ones. At least I hope they're better ones. I'll find out. When you buy these inexpensive guitars, you're going to run into things like this. Some people don't mind. Some people replace all the hardware on them, end up, with a $100 guitar cost them $200 or $300 or more. I don't quite do that, but I do want to replace. These are one of the more important parts of a guitar, so I just want to make sure they're good. These all seem smooth now that they're off, but I don't think they are. They had some really rough spots when I was trying to tune them, so hopefully the new ones will stay smoother better. Got a lot of play in them. That may be part of the problem. But anyway, now the other thing to do is you want to make sure you don't get them mixed up. So we'll put them over here. And as you can see, here's our new tuner. Looks a lot like the other one. There are some different markings on them, so I know that it's made in a different factory or a different place. The screw holes line up. So we got that and this and the screws we put in. And hopefully it'll all work and they'll tune a little better. So let's start installing them. Okay, so we'll put our first one on. Do it down here so you can see it. Get our little screw, line it up in the hole, and screw it in. So they put these in at a little bit of angle, which is not ideal, but it works okay. Now you want to leave them loose right now because you'll have to kind of shift them in the hole probably a little bit to line up your bolt around it. I keep calling it a bolt. I don't know exactly what that's called. I probably should know since I'm doing a video about it. Okay, so that's one. Whoops, missed the hole. Two. I'm not good with my left hand, as you all know, so it's kind of hard working with little screws like this sometimes. Makes a bit of a challenge. See, when I made my guitars, I made sure all this stuff was straight and lined up pretty good. These are lined up good. It's just that they put these screws in at an angle. It's one of the challenges of only having partial use of the other fingers. So you're dealing with little things. Plus, my thumb and my first finger are pretty numb, so I can't even feel the threads and stuff on these things. Oops. Okay, those screws are in there loose, so I can put these other barrels on the other side of it. So we'll flip it over, center these with the washer, and tighten them up, and then it should be ready to go. Put it, restring it, and be back to use. So let's flip it over. So we take a washer, and let's put this over there. And here again, I'll just hand tighten them right now, just get them in position. Do that for each one. Got 6 of them. Like I said, in this case, is the perfect fit. Don't have to do anything major. You can, and what some people have done is like they'll change them out to a brand name like a Fender or something, and they'll actually have to re-drill holes You'll fill the holes that are in there and re-drill. Sometimes you have to enlarge or these holes that the post goes through. In this case, they're all the same, so I don't have to do anything like that. Okay, this is the last one of these. Now that'll be the end of the video. I don't think you need to know how to tighten them or everything. I can figure you can know how to do that. But basically I'll tighten these, then I'll go around and tighten the screws in the back, restring it, see how it does.